Well, we're away then for the second half, and what a remarkable first 40 minutes we've had. Hull registering that try through David Topliss right on half-time, and that guarantees that we're in for a thrilling second 40 minutes of this game. Hull's turn to kick off, which means that it'll be Australian possession first with Kerry Boustead. Crooks not allowing him to get up easily. Krilich spotted a gap and went on the wrong side there. That fooled him for a moment or two. Now he plays it to himself, so a good start by the Australian captain, who's got a job on here to raise the morale of his side. They're not used to being beaten, certainly not used to being behind, and Hull have got the ball. Good quick thinking there, but it certainly wasn't good work by Wayne Pearce, allowing Mick Crane to get in ahead of him. Bridges floating that ball out to Dean, the crowd chanting attack, 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 and that's just what Hull are doing. Good play once more by Crane, who's done as well as anybody in this Hull pack. He really has had an outstanding game as Mick Crane. Topliss the try scorer. The kick by Crooks, another towering kick. And well taken once more by Greg Brentnall. He really is as good as anybody in the world in that situation. Fights off one marker. Grothe had used his considerable power coming inside there, so there'll be nobody out on the wing if Price can get the ball clear. Held in the tackle. Has to play the ball after that challenge from Crooks. And trying to work something through Rod Reddy. He's hammered back a few yards. Penalty there. The Hull player, Mick Harrison, never really retreated at that play the ball and concedes the penalty kick. Greg Brentnall finding a safe enough touch. And Grothe sets off. So happy to take people on, Eric Grothe. And slithered inside there to make a bit of ground. Krilich coming through on the burst was Pearce, and he was coming through strongly, which made that tackle from Crane all the more admirable, assisted by Crooks. Now Stirling, who's had his hardest game of this tour. Brentnall's come up in the line to help out. Now Ray Pearce driving down the middle. Imperative for Hull to hold the Australians as long as they can without conceding anything in this match. All a bit scruffy out there at the moment. Stirling tries to bring some semblance of order to it. Now Reddy's gone well. Good running, and Brett Kenny. Oh, the pass wasn't a good one. He was too far behind Meninga, too far ahead of Rogers, but he's still got possession. Steve Rogers showing what a good centre he is, and getting the pass into Peter Stirling. Stirling got 2 tries at Hull Kingston Rovers. If he can get his man in here for Australia, as he has indeed, and Boustead has got the try, and that all stemmed from the play by Peter Stirling. First of all, Rod Reddy charging in, then Peter Stirling carrying it on, and the pass in the end was a good one, and Kerry Boustead goes in at the corner for his 7th try of the tour. And well, it was greeted in almost total silence, was that try, which there was a moment's hesitation, I'm sure, in my voice as I tried to peer over there and see Boustead going over in the corner, but the crowd was absolutely stunned by that, and that's just what Hull didn't want at the start of this second half. So the Australians registering their first points in the game. But obviously a very difficult kick for Meninga to negotiate. He's had the distance with both his previous attempts at goal tonight, but he's not had the direction. Let's see if he can get both here. Constant whistling around the ground, trying to put Mal Meninga off. I don't think that will worry him too much, and that looks a much better kick, but it's drifted wide in front of the posts. So Meninga still to notch up his first points tonight. And at the Boulevard it's Hull 7, Australia 3, and we still have something of a match on our hands. That the encouragement that the Australians needed in these opening minutes of the second half. Over on the far side of the field, Barry Banks, the Hull back substitute, is just going through his exercises, which suggests perhaps he might be coming on. But for the moment Australia have the possession and they're looking willing and eager, and Pearce running through, almost getting into the gap. In the end he has to keep possession himself. Wayne Pearce, distinctive with that white headband. And Krilich, good play by the Australian captain. Krilich has had a very good start to this second half. Stirling, now Price just trying to struggle free and release the ball. The Australians somehow have brought some real pep and urgency into their second half play. Here's Les Boyd. And this is a vastly improved Australian side to the one which went into the dressing room. So Frank Stanton's talk has obviously worked wonders. Pearce falling to a good challenge from Dane O'Hara. 6 tackles. But that's the best concerted spell we've seen from the Kangaroos. They still trail 7-3 though. And it's out on the Australian side for Stirling. It goes round the blind side. And the penalty given against Ray Price. I think even J Holdsworth's having a go. They're trying to separate bodies there. And oh dearie me, just as we had at the start of the first half, tempers very, very hot. Max Krilich once more being called over. Cool it down, he says. That's the referee saying that. It was Peter Stirling originally, and then Ray Price who got involved. And even Peter Stirling's just having a bit of a go at Price there and saying, look, for goodness sake, don't lose your rag in this sort of atmosphere, we could get beaten. Prendiville finds his touch all right. And Bridges sets us off again. Paul Rose. There's Boyd and Reddy going in hard, but fairly on that occasion. Now Harrison is asked to do the running. Always makes 5 or 6 yards, Mick Harrison, with that colossal bulk of his. And the whole forwards have put in an impressive stint of work here tonight. Leuluai's got it away to Dean. Prendiville, who's not had many running chances, Paul Prendiville. 5 tackles gone. Did well to get the ball away. Crooks will put in another kick. Well, it might be a very, very good kick. It is indeed. What a good kick that was for young Crooks. He screwed the ball back almost over his head and found a touch which even he, I don't think, anticipated. The scrum is formed, the ball is in it. It's out on the Hull side, great cheering going up. So a real chance here for Hull then to press their claims as they try and work it around the scrum with Dean and Topliss. Here's Dean again now. Crooks over to Leuluai, who's a sprightly character, James Leuluai. First came to this country as a member of the New Zealand touring team a couple of years ago. Crooks is cut through. Fielded by Brentnall, and the tackling is done by Steve Evans. So the Australians having to drop out from under their own posts, not a situation they seem to enjoy. Steve Rogers made a bit of a hash of it the last time he was called upon. Let's see what he can do now. Oh, again, it's not a good kick. In fact, it struck the referee. But Hull have the possession all right. And Harrison looking for Topliss once more. Rose it was then coming into it. Topliss here again, the try scorer. Now Bridges to play the ball. And they've got plenty of men out on this right-hand side as Leuluai goes streaming for it. Kemble tries to get in. O'Hara's there now. Good tackling. And the claim is for a try. The referee says that the ball was not grounded properly. Penalty to Australia. And Hull really throwing everything at the Aussies. And this, without question, the hardest match the tourists have had. Bradford Northern started it off a week or two ago with a good performance against them. Fulham also played quite well. And now Hull are really giving them a test, which is the best thing that they could have asked for, of course, 4 days before the test match. Krilich, he's lost the ball. And can Hull yet get something out of it? The Australians really have lost the ball needlessly on a couple of occasions in this half. Crooks driving forward. Bridges, now Dean. And they'll try and get it out to people like Leuluai and Evans and Kemble, who always look dangerous. Particularly Leuluai and Kemble. The kick through by Rose. Again, Brentnall has to go dashing back for it. Fields it safely. And runs clear well. Oh, what a good piece of play by Greg Brentnall. That looked a forward pass. The referee saw it too. But well played, Greg Brentnall there. He was under the cosh in that corner, but he wriggled free and made very good ground. Sign of a great fullback, that. David Topliss had a change of shorts, perhaps to bring him extra luck. He's whiter than white at the moment, unlike the rest of them out there. It's out on the Hull side again, and Topliss has just got his shorts dirty, and the Australians have the ball. That was Kenny, who was up quickly to get possession for Australia. He's had a quiet match really, as Brett Kenny, but he was seen to good evidence then. Reddy's fought one tackle off. No, he hasn't. Stuck at it well then, did Crooks. Aided by Leuluai. Stirling. There could well be a big gap here if Pearce can get the ball away as he does to Meninga, who's off down that touchline, and tackle from Kemble. He's got the ball back inside though to Grothe. That was brilliant football by the Australians. First of all by Stirling, then by Meninga doing down the touchline, and finally by Eric Grothe, who got the touchdown. Grothe's 5th try, and what a fine one it was. So much to admire there. Meninga's powerful running, the good tackle by Kemble which stopped him going all the way, but then the ball turned inside by Meninga and Eric Grothe gets the try. So 14 minutes of this second half gone, and the Australians have registered 2 tries in those 14 minutes, but they're still a point behind unless Meninga can, well, he's left it to Steve Rogers actually, unless Steve Rogers can tack on the goal points here. I think Meninga had taken plenty out of himself then. And one of the Hull players is being escorted off the pitch out on the far side. I think it's James Leuluai who's going off. Yes, Leuluai going off. So Barry Banks will come on for Hull. All that's happening while Steve Rogers tries to compose himself and knows the Australians in front. Not an easy kick by any means, and it's drifted across the face of the posts, so Hull still have the lead, 7-6. Well, on Sunday at Fulham, Harry Edgar was making the point that goal kicking is not the strongest part of this Australian side, and that's the way it's been seen again tonight, because they've yet to land anything between the sticks. Meninga's missed 3 times and Rogers has missed once, but they have got 2 tries to 1. Oh, what good play by Boustead. Krilich ready to marshal the forces again, as he's done expertly in this second half to get the Aussies going again. They really did experience their worst 40 minutes of this tour in the first half. Now Pearce, collared by Topliss. Good tackle that from the Holt skipper. Stirling has got it through again. Meninga's off on another charge down the touchline. Kicks ahead himself. He's now in a dash with Kemble, and Kemble's there and did well. But once more Meninga driving down that touchline, and the Australians suddenly seem to be bringing their experience to bear and are having a much happier second half than they did at first. And Hull still lead. Scrum down in a dangerous position for Hull. Keith Bridges has done so well in the scrums. They need him to be at his best here. It's a Hull put in. Well, it's in and out, and the referee's unhappy. So down they go again, and who's going to get it? It's out on the whole side, much to the delight of the early bird supporters. Dean bringing Crooks into it. Lee Crooks had quite a battling performance there for Hull. Harrison not getting very far on that occasion, and the Australians will be delighted to keep Hull in their own half at the moment and keep up this attack, which has brought them those 2 tries, and indeed they've gone close on another couple of occasions recently. But Dean makes a good clearing kick. It's going to fall right this time though for Boustead, who comes inside so quick and elusive, and he's got the ball away too in the tackle. It's Kenny with it now, trying to drag his way almost up to the 25. Meninga has moved over there to help out. Referee Holdsworth just watching that nobody's straying offside on the whole side. I think there's only been one offside in the whole game. Pearce, he's got through the gap. I thought he had Rogers. Brentnall coming up. Rogers instead gets it away, and Krilich picks it up. The ball was knocked back. So Australia retained possession, but that wasn't the slickest handling they've shown on this tour. Stirling, and through the gap. What a tremendous run by Rod Reddy. Very, very good with Stirling making the dummy run. And Australia undoubtedly going for their 3rd try. Stirling, so elusive, gets the ball back inside for Brentnall, who's as close to the line as it's possible to be without scoring. The hand is up for 5 tackles. So can the Australians conjure something up from this play the ball? He's there, I think. Well, under a massive bodies, no he's not. It was as close as they could get. Good try that. Again, scrum half Stirling showing just how effective he is. Came here as the second choice really to Steve Mortimer, but has played so well that he's made the test position his own. It's out on the whole side again, but the ball must go back in. Right underneath the posts. And the crowd holding its breath as one. Hull leading in the scrums 9-3, so you can sense just what sort of a good job Keith Bridges has done. That was very, very messy indeed. And it was right under the sticks, and a few people were holding their breath then. So the dropout under the post. Well, it's a better one than Steve Rogers managed to effect. The ball knocked back by Wayne Pearce. It did bounce badly for him, and now Eric Grothe has it. The ball was knocked back. There was some hesitation in the minds of the Australians then about whether they'd be offside if they played it. Boyd turns inside one tackle. Can't get very far though. Proctor clinging on to him. Hello. Boyd is there again with a little punch. And I think Harrison might well have been trying to fool the referee. A gap opening. It was Boyd going through it once more. Midway inside the second half, Hull still lead by a point, but Krilich is coming forward and driving these Australians. Ray Price in possession at the moment. But it's still 7-6 to Hull as Kenny gets into the action and does well to hold on to that ball actually. But Evans also clinging on to him. He's still got it, so Australians might yet get something here. And the ball being flung about all over the place as Pearce gets in. 5 tackles gone. And they'd love to get a third try and actually edge in front. Young now driving for the line. Back inside for Stirling. And now for Kenny. Flings it out wide. Meninga. It's picked up by Boustead, who's charging over. And Boustead, tremendous run that by the winger, who got the first try and got Australia back into this match. And he really is so quick. Another scrum down right on the Hull try line. Kerry Boustead's picked up something of a knock there in trying to get that third Australian try, which will cause a little bit of concern. The Australian trainer coming out just to see what the matter is. So good to see our friend Mr. Richards on about his 5th or 6th trip, I believe, to Great Britain. Anyway, the scrum is formed once more. Hull's put in with Tony Dean, and the Australians really pushing Hull back at the moment. And it's out for Australia, but in fact it came out on the Australian side, but Hull managed to get the possession. Well, the crowd gone quiet in these last few minutes as they sensed that Australia were really driving their way back into this game. But it shouldn't be forgotten that Hull lead by a point. And the crowd giving them good vocal support. Bridges. Good running once more by Mick Crane. Crane for me has been the outstanding figure in this Hull side, along with Topliss, or well taken by Boustead. What a good footballer Kerry Boustead is, and sprightly as well. Pinned this time by Prendiville. He's not seen a great deal of the action, but what he's done well. 2 tackles gone, 4 to go. As Price takes it up, tries to make good ground and does so. He got the ball away to Rogers, who lost it. Well, he knocked it forward and then didn't allow Evans to pick up. So it's a scrum down. But if Steve Rogers had collected that pass from Ray Price, he would have had a fair chance of going all the way to the line. Tony Dean was quick to get back into the thick of it, but it's a penalty to Australia. Mick Harrison's kicking the ball away very foolishly indeed, conceding a needless penalty. And they can ill afford to do silly things like that, Hull. In fact, it's an interesting statistic. There have been 14 penalties against Hull. Not surprisingly, Mal Meninga is going to have a pot shot at goal, because Australia know they're in a real fight here, and if he can land this one, then for the first time in this game, Australia will have their noses in front. Well, Meninga has been unsuccessful so far tonight. First time he's played in a match and not kicked a goal. He's had a very consistent tour indeed, scoring 5 tries and landing 34 goals for a tally of 83 points. I wonder, can he make it 85? Again, the constant banging around the ground. trying to put Meninga off. We'll soon know when we watch the touch judges' flags. There's the kick, it's flat, oh, and it's through. But how lucky, and that maybe has signalled the change of fortunes that Australia needed. The ball canning in off and upright. And Meninga just discussing it with the referee. So Meninga at long last gets his name on the score sheet with that penalty kick. But Hull have got a good possession with Topliss. Now then, I wonder, can Hull get back in front? Crooks. A race for the loose ball, but Brentnall has it. So the little kick through not working out that time for Hull. But they've really given a good account of themselves. But they'll be eager not to concede a try now as Grothe sets off and tries to bring some respite to the Australian defence. And he's as good as anybody for doing that. Oh, well done by Stirling again. Such an elusive character. Look how far he managed to get then with two players hanging on round his neck, which is a testimony to his strength and fitness. The Hull player is down on the far side of the field. It's Topliss. So he's out of the action for the moment, and the second he gets up, he's back in it. Knock on. Still everything to play for in this game. Hull 7, Australia 8. Penalty to Hull. Great roar going up as referee Holdsworth made the signal. And Paul Prendiville's being asked to come over and put this one into touch. And what a good touch Prendiville finds there. I think the crowd thought for a moment that it was going to be caught, but it was a very good touch for Hull to find. Bridges the long ball back. The muddied number on the back of that shirt is 10, which signifies Paul Rose. Now Crooks. Dean's come much further forward as they try and conjure something up. He couldn't quite get the ball away in the tackle. But this is really sprightly. What a lively game Hull have played. And they've really shown that these Australians can be beaten, even if they do trail by a single point at the moment. They're not invincible. Oh, Evans has lost it. Got it back. And fortunately knocked it back as well. 5 tackles gone, and Crooks is down, and that's going to be 6. And another substitution is about to be made. The huge number 1 has gone up, which signals that the Australian fullback Greg Brentnall is coming off. So the scrub is down. Comes out on the Australian side, but the referee wasn't entirely happy about the way that ball was put in. Wally Lewis waiting to get into the thick of things as replacement for Brentnall. We can't do so until all this is sorted out after this scrum. And a penalty to Hull. Feeding at the scrum, they've taken it quickly. The Australians can't make their substitution. Kemble is brought down, 1 tackle. Topliss, the architect, getting through the gap, and Topliss, scorer of Hull's try right on half-time, taking his team close again. And of course it's a very fair ploy for Hull at the moment to be thinking of a drop goal, which would get them back level at 8-all. I think Dean was thinking about it too then. In the end decided against, but they've still got the ball. Topliss wondering which way to go, and there is the drop goal, but it's missed. It's wide of the target from Lee Crooks. Australia still determined to make that substitution, which they can now do, I think. Wally Lewis at long last gets the chance to come on, and it's Greg Brentnall who's going off. It'll be interesting to see if he's picked up anything of a knock there, which might make him doubtful for the test. Anyway, Brentnall is off and Lewis is on. So there are only 10 minutes of this game remaining. Australia leading by a point. And they do look so strong when they get moving, as they are doing now with Pearce. And now Stirling it. And if it comes over this side, Price was looking to get the ball away for Rogers. Didn't come. Oh, good play once more by Reddy, who's had an excellent second half. Krilich into the gap, fighting them off. He bustled two of the whole defenders away from him there as though they didn't exist. Krilich too has had a good second half. Reddy is very willing to work in this second half too. Lewis for the first time. Oh, and it might be a good tactical substitution as well. A pair of fresh legs in the last 10 minutes, always a help, of course. And here they come looking, and Stirling's turned inside. He's still going, brought down now. 5 tackles gone. And Reddy once more trying to get down the middle, and he's collared under the posts. 6 tackles, so the whole defence holding good. But still, we've got a real match on here, with just 1 point separating these sides. And the crowd, and it's a big one, has had its money's worth. Both trainers have been on and off the pitch in the last few seconds. But, all the repairs seem to have been carried out satisfactorily. And the ball is out. I wasn't sure which side it was going to come out on then. It came out to a whole player, Proctor, but the referee's not happy. It's another scrum down. Max Krilich would dearly love to win this one. I think he'd almost give up his tour money. They get the ball out now. And didn't need to do. A penalty's been given against Australia. Tony Dean kidded everybody. The referee's making some splendid signs. The trainers are back on. And Hull can breathe again. Once more, it was a stupid penalty to give away for Australia in that position. Prendiville's found touch impeccably this evening. So the Australian defence being called on once more. Not long left in this game for Hull to get back in front, but they'll give it absolutely everything. It was Rose going in, now Crane. Harrison, making very good ground again, Mick Harrison. To say he's not been a regular in the side this season, he's done a manful job. Topliss back inside for Evans. And the crowd singing once more, trying to get Hull going. They know that the line can be beaten. Oh, and they've lost the ball. That ball snaffled there by Mal Meninga. Hello. Meninga plays it to himself. Barges off 2 men, still going Meninga. And the strength of an ox, he made 10 or 15 yards then. Now Price. And the Australians really looking to seal this match now. As Pearce gets going. But Pearce not had the running chances tonight that he's had in previous games. Stirling's had a superb second half, he really has. And I think he'll cling on to his test place all right, despite Mortimer's claims. Now Krilich back inside for Reddy, and Reddy still going. He's been superb too. Rogers has Grothe outside him. Can Rogers get in? With his brute strength he can. Eric Grothe, and the Australians leap in the air. They know that could well have sealed it. Grothe is so strong that he honestly swats people off like flies, and there is virtually no stopping him in full flight. It's his second try, and that surely is going to clinch the Australians' victory and keep their unbeaten record intact. With just 6 minutes to go, the Australians fling their arms open and acknowledge the few cheering supporters in the crowd, because it looks as though they're going to break all records. If they do indeed win this match, it will be their 12th victory in succession, and that will be enough to make this the most successful ever Kangaroo start to a tour. 74 minutes gone, and Eric Grothe's second try of the night, his 6th of the tour, surely looks to have clinched matters now for the Kangaroos. But what a battle they've had. Meninga's kick to come, and this time it looks plumb. That is a superb kick from Meninga. Pressure's off. Australia lead 13-7, and that surely is going to be enough. But don't they know they've been in a scrap? Well, Hull will have a right to feel disappointed. They've given absolutely everything. Nobody could have asked any more. And people like Rose and Crane have battled, and another substitution has been made with Mick Sutton coming into the battle. It's just been announced, by the way, that Mick Crane is Hull's man of the match, and I'm not at all surprised at that, because he really has had a valiant performance, Crane. The ball's been knocked back, and Hull trying to conjure up another try with Pearce. 3 second half tries then, 2 from Grothe and 1 from Boustead. And I think it's asking too much of Hull now to get back in front. Stirling and Reddy, and they're through that gap once more, and they're running so strongly now, Australia, as they come back inside. Boustead seems to have recovered from the knock he took. Pearce, a few legs flailing there as he tries to wriggle from the ground. Boyd avoiding one crunching tackle, falling to the second one. 5 tackles. Just 4 minutes to go, plus a little bit of injury time that we've had, as Stirling tries to go darting down the middle. He weaved this way and that, and in the end fell to a tackle around the neck, in which substitute Sutton was involved. So it's a scrum down. But somehow the atmosphere seems to have been quietened here. For so long in this game, the crowd really felt as though a shock might be on the cards and that Hull might take away that Australian record. It's not going to happen now. But they can be proud of their side, all right, which has fought all the way. Well, once that pile of bodies gets up, we'll find out who's got the ball. Tony Dean's got it, makes a spirited run. So a last final fling from Hull, perhaps. Crooks. That was Rose. Oh, and that ball going down, knocking it forward, so that takes a bit of the heat off Australia once more. But I think it's fair to say that at half-time in the dressing room there must have been a few words swapped. Australia trailing then by 7 points really had to do something to claw their way back into this match, and that's exactly what they've done with those 3 tries. So they've shown commendable spirit really to fight off everything that Hull have thrown at them. 2 minutes to go. Hull have got the ball from the scrum. It's not coming out cleanly, but they definitely had the possession. Referee's wondering where on earth to go. In the end, he does edge around on the Australian side, and Hull can play the ball. With Sutton. Oh, dearie me, lost it straight away, and there must be a chance here as Lewis goes streaking down the left-hand side, gets it back inside to Meninga, swats one off, not the second. He got rid of Banks, he couldn't get rid of Kemble. Stirling flinging a long pass out to Kenny, and Pearce is taken out of it. Price, Stirling, Such an artful dodger, Peter Stirling. But even if they don't score again, the Australians will be delighted with the way they've come back into this match. And I think they'll leap for joy as the hooter goes. Price has got it back inside for Boyd. Fifth tackle, and we're moving into injury time. There's a knock on there without question by Boyd. Well, it's been a very hard, bruising, competitive game as this one, with Hull giving as good as they've got, and coming again. Price's tackle, and a good one. And it was on Crane, who has absolutely been outstanding for Hull. Topliss. We really are playing out time now, and Australia are going to maintain this record. This, along with the matches at Wigan and Bradford Northern, the closest in terms of score, but it wasn't really until 6 minutes from time that third try from Eric Grothe clinched the victory, which is now confirmed by the sound of the hooter. Eric Grothe goes off, having scored 2 fine second-half tries, and with one coming from the other winger, Kerry Boustead, Australia register a 13-7 victory. But it really was a marvellous performance by Hull. Their crowd are singing them off the pitch. Well, after that try from David Topliss just before half-time, and a couple of goals from Lee Crooks had sent Hull in leading 7-0 at half-time, Australia really had to raise their game in the second half. That was exactly what they did, with those tries from Grothe 2 and Boustead, and a couple of goals from Meninga. And so these are the most successful Kangaroos ever to visit Great Britain, having won their first 12 matches of the tour. That is a new record, and in so doing they've totted up 345 points. It really is a marvellous way for them to go into the second test at Wigan on Saturday. Once more then, the final score here at the Boulevard is Hull 7, Australia 13. Mick, quite simply, was that the hardest game you've ever played in?
Well, if not the hardest, one of the hardest. It definitely was hard. We set out in the first 20 minutes to hit them with everything we had, try and put them off the game. When we got the ball, put a few chips over the top, try and stop them rushing up at us all the time. And I think it works. I think that's the only way you can beat them. It's the way to break them, you know.
They must be very frustrating to play against, because whereas you basically have jobs during the day and then come and play rugby for fun, they're full-time, aren't they?
Yeah, that's where they've got it over us. They're super fit out there compared with us. We train 2 hours on a Tuesday and Thursday, pouring with rain, snow. They train in the sunshine all day, no jobs, they're all sponsored.
That's your answer, isn't it?
Well,
really?
that is. Until we do that over here, I don't think we've got a chance against them.
So you don't see any hope for Great Britain in the second test?
Well, there's always hope, but I think they'll have to approach it like we did tonight. Hit them with everything they've got the first 20 minutes and take it from there.
Mal, I don't think there's any question about it. That's probably the hardest game you've had.
Definitely the hardest. We came here tonight and expecting a hard one, and we got one.
Were you worried at all at any stage you might just get beaten?
Oh, no, we're always worried, you know, especially when they went 7-0 up at half-time, you know. But we were playing well at the time. They were playing a little bit better, but, you know, the second half we come out a bit fired, and, you know, we got the results, which was the main thing.
There must have been some strong words in the dressing room at half-time, I imagine, because you really did come out and take the game by the scruff of the neck.
No, there wasn't really harsh words, but no, we were playing fairly well at that stage, and we didn't have much possession in that first half, and Hull had us camped down our line all the time, and it was a very clever chip kick they got to score the try, and we came back, and that proves our character, and we hope we can continue, keep on winning.
How much does it mean to you, the fact you've now set up a record as the most successful Kangaroo touring team, winning the first 12 matches? Well,
it's a tremendous thing to be part of. It's we got a lot of criticism when the team was first picked over in Australia, and we're very pleased that we did break the record, and just hope we can set a new record and win all the games over here in England.